low in terms of being able to stream, but it was still a good. I mean, just if it was just an internet, signal, it was fine. It was just a little low for streaming, quality streaming. It was like 15 upload, which is still pretty high. Now I'm up at a 33 to 62 upload. So if that's the case, it should update pretty quickly now. Okay, so it's Weather Underground's problem. Okay. Right. Worst comes to worst, I'll just use that Cumulus page as our as the data page. Yeah, I'll just kind of adjust it over here and make it larger. Let me do that right now. In fact, let's see, play around with it just a little here. And then I have no idea why that page that you worked on is not working. That's bizarre. Well, I'm talking about the one with the data and the web page. I don't know why that went away. That one you created, the source that you created that had the data page and also the front camera. All it shows is data. It doesn't show the front camera anymore. But anyway, no biggie. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at radar full. Yeah, it looks like crap. Let's go to web page. Yeah. Sadly, it's one of those darn programs that you can't really adjust the window. You can't move it. You can't make it wider or taller. It's like set like the XSplit window. Yeah. Yeah. So you see a little bit of the web page at the bottom. I mean, not the web page, but a little bit of the desktop on the computer. I can maybe move it like that. That looks a little better. But people are still going to have trouble, I think, reading the data off of this because of that stupid red color that they use on the black background for their deal. Well, hopefully they won't have, the outages won't be a regular deal. Yeah. Right. All right. Well, that's cool. We'll keep doing some tests this week, and I'll see. Kind of if it continues, then we'll have to maybe think of another alternative. But you know, right. Hmm. Right. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, we got the basic bones here, and now it's just a matter of you know figuring out some of the little nuances. But like you say, hopefully it's just a fluke, and they'll, it might even be worth a call or an email to them to say, hey, what's the deal? And here's our issue. Do they have any solutions? You know, See what they have to say. Their customer support. Right. All right, man. Well, I'm going to gas up here and continue on my journey. So I'll be streaming lives, continuing probably for another 15 minutes if you want to call them and have them take a look at what's going on or whatever. All right. Thanks, dude. Yep. Bye. This web page isn't updating at all. Now you do a physical reboot, Richard, if you're still listening, then you get an update. Like if I go in and physically reboot the page, reload the page, then it comes in updated. So, hey there.
I'm chasing.
Yeah, I'm a chaser.
All right.
See you there. Well, the weather station's already getting attention. So, it's good in that respect. So if it was the rapid fire thing, then why does it update every time I do a refresh? Let me see what it's looking like here when I refresh this time. So we're stuck at 7, so I'm going to do a refresh of the page. You'll see it physically loading. Scroll down here a little bit. Yeah, so 11 mile per hour. So even though it's updating when I refresh, it's still updating with a low wind speed, even though I've been driving now for a couple of minutes at the same speed, about 55 mile an hour. Interesting, interesting. Hopefully you're listening to this, Richard. So I'm going to do another refresh of the page. We should see that things change. Yep. Mile per hour has changed now to 15, from 11 to 15, but it'll stay at 15 until I refresh again. So I could literally leave this alone for the next 15 minutes as I drive home, and we won't see any change on it unless I physically refresh the web page. Then you'll see the change. But even then, the wind speed is too low. So it's doing some kind of funky averaging. Whereas the Cumulus page, the actual Cumulus page, is showing a 55 mile an hour wind speed out of the north. So it's showing live data, obviously. You know, so that portion works, obviously. But it's from there to Weather Underground, back to our webpage, where we're losing it somewhere in the translation. Somewhere between all of those steps, from live here in my car, on top of my car, back to Weather Underground, and back to our webpage, somewhere in those steps, there's an issue that can probably be fixed. Because we had, I believe, I don't recall this particular issue, but we had some issues the last time that we were able to hash out and fix pretty easily once we figured it out. So we'll go back to the web page and see it's still stuck at 15. It's not updating at all unless I physically go in and refresh the page. So I'll do that right now. I'll refresh. And there we show a 24 mile an hour wind. And it'll stay at 24. Nothing will change until I refresh. So that's about all I can say. Hopefully you've been able to glean enough information from this to do some research. Like I say, we'll figure it out between now and next spring. You know, if we're ready to go for it, if there's a hurricane, and that's a big if right now. The end of the week and over the weekend and next week, then great. If not, we'll still have the live data available. We just won't have it on the web page. There's got to be a solution, because I know there are people out there broadcasting their live weather station data on Weather Underground right now that have literally almost live data. You see it change every few seconds. And that's why people do it. I mean, that's why they have a weather station and have it online, is so people can see what's going on live. In our case, at least right now, that doesn't happen unless we refresh the webpage, the StormscapeLive.tv weather data webpage. So it's either related to that rapid fire, which I don't know. I mean, the data is updating. It's just we have to refresh on our end, which leads me to believe there might be something on our end, on the webpage end, that's causing this. Because the data is getting updated. The wind speed is still funky. I don't know why that's not updating properly. But at least we're getting, different data each time we refresh. But if you don't refresh, you get nothing but just what you got, what you see is what you get until I refresh. So yeah, nothing updated at all on the web page unless I refresh. Still, so that's the case, Richard. 100% confirmed. The only way the web page updates is if you physically refresh it. As you can see, nothing is updated on the web page in about 8 minutes. Still showing a 24 mile an hour wind, 80.8. But if I refresh the web page, you at least see some different numbers. 81.4, 37 mile an hour winds, so it's showing an update there. Doesn't match up with reality, but it's closer. So I've updated enough now to know that there's something funky going on with the wind. Even if it was averaging, it should show a higher wind speed, I would think, and it shouldn't average. I mean, when you have a weather station, you don't want average wind. You want to know what the wind is doing right now. And that's what you get, obviously, with the live data directly off Cumulus. But like I said earlier, somewhere between Cumulus and Weather Underground and StormscapeLive.tv, something's getting lost there. And then the problem with the page the information not refreshing leads me to believe that might be something on our page, between Cumulus and our page. Because it is updating. It's just you have to physically get in there and click refresh on the web page to get updated data. But then it's only a snapshot, because it doesn't refresh itself. It just stays at that updated number, like this. Here's the new data that I had when I refreshed a little bit ago. 37 on the wind, 81.4. That won't change. That will not change at all until I physically refresh it again. I've had it up long enough to know earlier that it's not going to change on its own. So a little work to get this hashed out. I'm refreshing, so we'll see new numbers now. So what you might want to do, Richard, is look and see what the data is doing on Weather Underground and see if that's updating. Don't look at it on the web page, but look at it off Weather Underground and see how quickly that's updating and compare it to what we're seeing on the web page. So open up two windows, one with our webpage and one with Weather Underground. And if you see Weather Underground updating, even if it's once every 3 or 4 minutes and ours not, then we know that it's something on our end. Theoretically, I mean, this is the Weather Underground page you have embedded here. I mean, that should not be a problem, but it's worth looking into. It's worth looking at as you brainstorm and try to figure this out. right, Richard, I'm back in the subdivision. Just call me later if you need to have me do anything. I'll leave the weather station on the car and everything, and I'll just be able to just fire it right up and make any changes in the laptop if we need to. So call me later if you get it figured out.